going on, world? It's your man Slizzy in the building with my bro Peas, and you are now live with the city. We back.
We back,
and
man.
we back, and we back.
Live, a graduation edition, man.
Graduation edition, man. We've been gone for a little bit. We talked to y'all on Thanksgiving. Got some Thanksgiving stories for y'all, man. Now we back. We've been gone for a little while because we've been trying to get them diplomas.
Yeah, you see these tassels to the left?
You feel me?
Right, you know what that means, right?
We didn't
made it, bro. We made it.
We did it.
Congrats, man.
You already know.
Definitely.
You already know.
So the whole, go ahead and clap. So the whole gist of this podcast is just going to talk about graduation. You know, we're going to start off talking about me and Zach's individual road. So I'll start by just saying, my road didn't start at Walsh. You know, I started off at Notre Dame College of Ohio, not South Bend, you know, but Notre Dame College of Ohio, playing football. I ended up transferring, man. Me and the coach just didn't see eye to eye, you know what I'm saying? He said a few hurtful things, man. I don't really want to put him out there, but I don't really care about him no more, you know what I'm saying? But he definitely, you know, pushed me to be better, you know. Told me I wasn't nothing.
Right.
I didn't do nothing. I didn't help the team. Didn't do a lot of things. So, and I needed the money, but he told me I didn't deserve it. So I had to go where I deserved the money, and they wanted me. So ended up at Walsh, man. And I'm just telling you, it wasn't easy, Zach. I know you had a rough journey, but you know, it's tough, man. Being a minority at, you know, PWIs,
right.
It's tough, you know. You got to really strive to be better than everybody in every phase. You got to walk right, you got to talk right, you got to act right. And one slip up and it's bad, you know. I went there, became the president of Black Student Union, and that instantly put a target on my back, you know. I was a good guy. Most people know me, I'm a good guy, good character. But people still wanted to assassinate my character, you know what I'm saying? And it was tough, you know, it hurt, you know, a few shots here and there, but through it all, man, the end goal was to graduate. You know what I'm saying? My mom, my dad, my whole family wanted to see me make it, and I couldn't let the few little setbacks, you know, deter me. So through it all, man, I was able to prevail, you know, did well on the football field, was an athlete, president, scholar, mentor. You know, I did a lot of things in college, man, and I'm just happy I was able to make it, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Go ahead and tell me about your journey, Zach.
It's crazy, because I know that coach you was talking about.
Yeah,
man, you know.
We both started off the same place.
I started off at NDC. I know that same coach you was talking. I might say your name later in this podcast, but I'm gonna be politically correct today, and I'm gonna be chill. But NDC was crazy, man. I was actually told I'd never play football ever again in my life, so I know exactly where you're coming from. You know, we popped off at the same time at NDC. Ended up parting ways, going to Akron University, and that was probably it was probably one of the biggest decisions I ever made, because I didn't know what kind of financial hit my family would take from that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, for me, that transfer move was a leap of faith, because I didn't want to let anybody tell me what I could or could not do. And you know, coming from where we come from, we ain't supposed to graduate. You know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to rise to the occasion. We're statistics. Right. And so for me, graduating was an expectation. You know what I'm saying? I was excited, but at the same time, it was a given. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. We talk about being great, and we talk about how we want to make moves. Well, obviously that's what we did. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to have all the social media attention, and we don't have to have the most popular fan base, if you will, but man, we just make things happen. I was just excited to graduate, man. I finally give my parents everything they invested in me was for that day, and I was glad to finally get through with that to graduate, man. So yeah, bro,
it's a great feeling, man. I think it's really great for us to be able to talk about this right now, is to show that it's possible. You know, we're reaching to a Canton crowd who a lot of people from Canton may not think they can get to this point. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And for me to say, like, everything wasn't all pieces and cream, I went into college, my first semester I had a 3.5. I thought I made it. Sheesh. Next semester I slacked, I had a 2.0. Sheesh. You know what I'm saying? You got setbacks, but through it all, you know, we made it through. Our different setbacks, coaches, being athletes, grades, anything. You can make it through. We're living proof. A lot of people are living proof. So that's what we hope to impart on y'all through this podcast. And we got more to come. Stay tuned.
Live with the city.
People,
Yes, I heard.
You're back. More Live for the City. We had a great first segment talking about me and Zach's journeys. Now what we want to talk about is our top moments through college. So I'll start off. For me, one of my crowning achievements, man. The thing that I'm most excited about and most blessed that I feel I was able to do when I transferred to Walsh, I got involved. And that's one thing I'll talk to people, potential college students and students who are already in college, get involved. It's a great way to get new experiences, meet new people, understand new cultures, network. Networking is a key element of college. I got involved with the Black Student Union, and my first spring at Walsh, I was kind of a spectator. Next spring, I was president. Like, I really didn't have no time to kind of like get acclimated, but they saw something in me that they thought I was able to take that role. So through my 3 years of being president, I was able to start an annual luncheon. It's a leadership luncheon tailored towards minority students. We look at college and high school students. We have a speaker come in and talk about how important it is, to develop as a leader, right, and how that transitions into the workplace. And I think it's a great element that minority students need, because they need to feel involved. They need to see somebody who's made it to where they want to get to and come back and be able to speak that life into them. So me being able to start that, and also starting, which is crazy to say, Walsh has been around for a while, but and they might have done it in the past, but through my time, the first annual, celebration of Black History, so we have our Black History program that we were able to start, and they were two first annuals that I was able to incorporate and put into motion at Walsh, and I think that is a legacy that I was able to leave, and I'm really proud about that. So, go ahead.
For me, you didn't touched on the whole educational piece, so I'm gonna take it a little left. As far as an athletic standpoint, man, to win the first bowl game ever in Akron history, man, that was to go out to Boise State and play in that stadium, man. It was, just beautiful. Like, I don't care nothing about mountains or cold, but just to be out there with my teammates and make history. Now, granted, we dogs, so records are a little different. Mm-hmm. We used to winning, but to win that, shout out to them Zips, man. All my boys, to win that bowl game, that was huge, man. To come back home with that. I want to say, also, me, you, and Malcolm graduating in the same year, dog. Mm-hmm. That was big.
Amazing,
just in 2 days, you know what I'm saying. Two of my best friends, we all graduated at the same time. So that's, like I said, man, we supposed to be statistics, dog. So that, for me, man, I got a little cockiness to me already, but you already can't tell me nothing after that. You know what I'm saying? So, and I want to say the last one was probably, hey, moms might be mad, bro.
She gonna be all right, man. She say, you grown, that's what she gonna say, right? No,
yeah, she ain't.
Yeah.
Well, she might.
You mom's little baby, so.
I know. She helped me with dinner and stuff too. She put food in my fridge, so I got to be careful when I say that. Man, but we went out one night, bro. Hey, y'all was you and Greg, man. Y'all was about to fight for nothing, bro. I don't know why this is the top moment, but I think that was the funniest day.
You know how Greg be, man.
And
you know how Greg.
And how when you almost shook change out of Sean's pocket, bro, like. Y'all ever seen cartoons back in the day when there was always one bully and a little kid, and they used to pick the bully up and shake him out?
I'm not.
This dude did that. First of all, Skyler's 300 pounds. For all of y'all who don't know, Skyler 300 pounds.
Look good.
Man, listen. This dude took a 135-pound dude, soaking wet, picked him up, turned him upside down, and shook change out of his pocket. I've never in my life seen that happen.
So what happened when little guys started messing?
So shout out to Sean Mickey D, man, in the Navy right now. Shout out to the bro. We love you, man.
Definitely.
But yeah, that's my top three, man. A college, dog.
Definitely, man. Just to piggyback, just to kind of like wrap it up. That graduating, I mean, that moment is huge, monumental. We touched base on it a little bit in the first segment, not to be redundant, but just that, what that means and what that is. Like, the whole point of what we're doing is to be that face. Yeah. And now to put these, what you see right here, into motion, you can see that. Like, I can say it over and over again. Like, it's a powerful thing to see two young black men that went through and got it done. Like, just keep saying, like, it's able. It's a possibility. You can do it. anything that you want to do, and the one thing I took from the little speaker today, and he even said, you might not remember a lot of what I said. You might not remember my name. Renacy, I think, the congressman. But the one thing that I took away from what he said is that never stop dreaming.
Yeah.
And basically, you're the only person that can stop you from doing what you want to do.
Facts.
So we're living moments of that, living proof of that. So you can do anything you want. And that's just our top 5. Not really top 5, but
really
top
5.
moments.
So
though,
we got some other ones, but
For sure.
you know, we trying to keep it PG.
Take us into the next
right
one,
now.
man. Take us into.
Well, actually, we about to break, bro.
right.
We gonna break. We gonna break. More live with the city coming right back. We back.
I can get used to that.
We back. I ain't gonna lie, can y'all clap one more time real quick? Clap one more time. We ain't used to that. We kinda like that part. So now is a little, we wanna swing it over to some of the ones who helped us out. So we getting ready to talk about the importance of education right now, please.
So for our real talk segment, like Zach said, we brought in some juggernauts to really bring home this piece about why it's important to continue education. So to my right, you have, starting at the end, Ryan Montgomery and Mr. Nate Cooks. So one more round of applause for them. So just to get things started, like I said, this segment is talking about why it's important to get an education. So what I want to say about this is that though all of us up here have college degrees, multiple degrees, some of us, everybody who watches this podcast may not be college educated. And that's okay. What I want to impart on you guys is that though you may not have a college degree, some form of degree is needed in your life. And degree, not necessarily high school degree or anything. A degree can mean if you're just working a regular job, if you're a manager at a gas station, or if you're a staff position or team member at Dumont's or something like that. Some form of education, some degree is needed for you to become the best you that you can be. If you're okay with kind of staying in that lane, then that's okay. Stay right there, don't get no further education or whatnot. But if you want to be the best team member that you can be or the best manager, some form of education is needed, whether that's reading a book on how to, effectively lead others, or if that's studying the team manual that they gave you so that you can be the best team member that you can be. That is still education. That's getting a degree. Though it may not be one of these, it's what you need to be the best you in that position. So I'm glad that we have our college degrees and everything, and I'm going to use it to my fullest. But you may not be in our situation. Still get your education. Educate yourself in whatever field you're in, and you'll excel to the fullest in that realm.
Man, listen. He's gonna mess around and take up the whole segment. So we about to go ahead, swing this joint real quick. We're gonna pop it off with the young OG, Ryan Montgomery. So, baby Ryan, go ahead, take it away.
The biggest thing that I try to preach to our young men, especially guys like this, student athletes, is athletics is just a vehicle. You know what I mean? The biggest thing about that is you can use athletics to get anything you want to in life. Free education, some guys even might use it to pay for the rest of their life, as far as housing, family, and so on and so forth. But the biggest thing is, if you don't have that piece of paper, you can pretty much, stop all those plans, stop all those ideas, because sooner or later they're going to turn those lights off, or they're going to end that game or whatnot with whatever athletic event you might play. So I used to always preach to these young men the fact of you have to get that piece of paper, because there's always going to be competition in life. Somebody out there is going to be better than you. What else can you bring to the table? And just bringing some type of words or anything like that to the table is not enough. You got to bring some type of backing with you. And I can't say how proud I am with these two guys right here and the other young men that I've, I guess you could say, had a hand in with getting their education, because they don't understand right now how much this right here is going to help them out in the future. So piggybacking off of what Skyler said, if you don't have a degree, if you're not motivated to go to college or anything like that, try trade school. or try something. You can always be an extra mechanic and just go get some lessons or whatnot from the hired mechanic at Midas or the hired mechanic at Kempthorne or something like that. You have to be able to, put yourself in an uncomfortable position if you want to be great. And, I heard that one time when I was in school. If you want to be great in life, you have to be able to put yourself in an uncomfortable position because that's how greatness comes out of you. You can't just sit there in the dark and think that something magical is going to happen if you just sit there. You got to move forward and try something out. So just ending my part, if you can, just try some type of way to get some better education, especially with today's technology. I mean, you have iPads and tablets and whatnot that you can download different material and learn better things from. So take advantage of those things to the young, to the old, or whatever. It's never too late. You can always become a better person by just reading and just taking knowledge from people that might be have already done it. That's why I'm gonna pass it to Mr. Cooks, because he's already done it.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, panel. Congratulations, Skyler, Zach. Very great accomplishment. And you always have to give God the glory because without Him, none of this is possible. And the Bible tells us to, get knowledge. College, you get knowledge, but the ultimate goal is to get understanding. So if you don't understand the rules of the game, there's really no way that you can navigate your way through there and be successful, because we all take different paths in order to get to the same destination, whatever it may be, through education, through skill, whatever the case may be. When you're looking at college, which is very fine, not everyone is equipped to go to college, but we all equipped and we have talents for different things, and we have to recognize those talents, utilize those talents. Just like Coach Montgomery said, a great auto mechanic, a great barber, a great whatever the case may be, it's not always that piece of education that says I have a degree in something, but it's what God has blessed you with. And that's what you have to be aware of, because some of our young people, there's stigmas out there. If you don't do this, if you don't do that, then there's no self-worth. But there's a lot of self-worth if you look inside yourself and bring out what God has really blessed you with. I have been very blessed. Nothing I can say was really given to me. 9 children in the family, 11 living in a household, no one going to college. But that vehicle for me was athletics. And you have to use something that you're strong at in order to get you where you want to be. And I know I didn't want to be an auto mechanic. I didn't want to work on cars. I didn't want to do different things. But I knew the only way for this not to happen is for me to possibly get an education. And I pursued that. But athletics was the opportunity for me to get there. And you have to be blessed also. You can want some things, and then you cannot work at getting them. You know many receivers, you know many players that you guys play with that want to get to the NFL, that want to get, to college Division I, but they don't want to put in the work. Right. You have to want to put in the work. You have to know how to put in the work. And that's where understanding comes from. If you want to be a good citizen, if you want to be a good person in your community, if you want to be a good student, there's work to come along with it, and there's sacrifices. In life, in order to get anything, you have to give something up. So be willing to humble yourself, give something up, and God will lead you the way. If it's getting an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, becoming the director of human resources, becoming a manager at McDonald's, becoming whatever the case may be, you do it to the fullest, and you give God the glory, and I think He'll be satisfied. These accomplishments that these young men been through, I'm proud to say that I'm a graduate of Walsh University, a private Catholic institution. Can you imagine that we're alumni of, that teaches a different religion, it's different than our religion, but yet and still we have to exist and coexist and still be positive in certain ways. That takes a lot. That takes some humbleness. So in life, just like these young men, you're going to go through, some doors are going to be closed, some doors are going to be open. There's some uncertainty, but you have to make sure that you're prepared. Right now, you have prepared yourself. You have the basic knowledge to know that I can complete something. And that's what's wrong with a lot of our young people, that completion process. You want to complete it. So with that in mind, I would like to say congratulations. Knowledge is the base, but understanding is the main thing. And whatever you want to do, understand it and seek whatever gifts that God has blessed you with. Make sure you accentuate them and take them to the fullest, and not worry about anything negative from peers, because that has brought a lot of our young people down, because they were worried about what someone else thinks about me and not what God has blessed me with. Thank you.
All right. Keep God first. Knowledge and understanding is power. All right, so that's the importance of why you should get an education. Now that we're going to transition to one of our favorite things, we'll bring it to you right after this break.
Right after this. We got to stop, but it's all right. So this is our little fun segment, Keys, it's all good, bro. I'm gonna pop it off one time, bro. But I'm gonna pass it back to you, bro, just because you're my brother, man. You got it. I'm gonna pass it back to you.
So what we got right now, hey, this is one of our favorite topics. We're going random thought, but what we're gonna talk about is the top 5, or just top funniest moments from college. So right across from me, we got 3 young, strapping young men from Canton. Starting down there, we got Jamal McClain.
Hey.
We got Jamal McClain.
Come on.
We got young Juwop.
Juice Man.
Emmanuel Brantley. So, and you might be familiar. Go ahead, clap it up for him. Clap it up for him. Clap it up for him. You might be familiar with Jamal and Jamal, as they were our first feature piece from our stories, man. So glad they were able to come back out. So we're gonna kick it to them and they got a bunch of interesting stories from their college days. Juice still in his college days. So go ahead and let us know, what's some funny stories from your college days?
Who want to start?
Man, you want to start off?
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, this past season, it was a rough game. We played against, who was it, Wayne State?
Wayne State.
Yes, sir, man. It's a tough game, but, after the game, just go in there, do the routine, hand in your jersey, go in the locker room, take a shower. But this time it's something interesting. We walked in the locker room. There was some man in there about to take a shower, just butt naked. He was just like, bro, what? And he was just in there chilling. Didn't see nothing wrong with it. So we were like, this man gonna leave or what?
Yo, he really was in there butt naked. Like he was a part of the team.
So our real followers, some of you may remember this story. Some of you may remember this story we told. Continue.
Yeah.
So I went after I got done and everything. I went to go ask the managers, did y'all see this man walk past? And they was like, yeah. I was like, why you didn't stop the man? And he was just like, I don't know. I was like, wow, all right, whatever. But he was just comfortable, go in there, do his thing.
He's comfortable being butt naked with the team.
I thought he was part of the team, fam.
Right.
What?
Detroit stories, huh?
Yes, sir.
Detroit
Yes,
stories.
sir.
Where, Mo? Pop it up.
What's up, Mo?
So this story comes from my junior year, since we're on the topic of football. Usually before every game, we, especially away games, we'll meet as a team in probably a room like this, and we'll sit down and we'll watch a highlight video after the scouting reports and stuff like that, special teams and whatnot. So at this particular game was pretty important because we had a teammate. In 2 days, he had a really, really bad concussion. He almost lost his life on the football field. And we hadn't seen him since camp. It's probably the first scrimmage of camp, so it had been a few weeks since we had seen him. So we're watching the video, the highlight video. It's pretty emotional. And the video goes blank, but the coach hadn't cut the film yet. So then his voice comes on. He gives us this message, tells us to play hard and stuff, and just not to give up and play hard for him. And that game we ended up putting his number on the back of our helmets. So it's pretty emotional. We're sitting there, and the lights are off. And one of my teammates just starts to slow clap. He goes, "That was sweet." But that was it. No one else clapped with him. No one said anything. And then after that, the coaches flicked on the lights, and then they continued on what they were doing. After that, we calmed. One of the funniest moments ever.
He tried to be emotional and it ain't work.
He tried to start the slow clap, and nobody clapped with him.
Y'all supposed to be a team, man.
Right.
He wasn't with the team. It was his fault.
It's all good. Mom, what's up, man?
Right.
So my funniest moment, we had a lot of funny moments, but it was the spring semester. you know, it's spring football over with, just got spring ball. So it was Friday, Saturday night. Y'all know how Friday, Saturday nights are in college. So most of the time, you know, we usually kicking and stuff, but we was all at my house, a couple of my teammates. So they had the little screen on there playing Madden and stuff, and then so people was playing music, so they just stopped playing. Everybody started freestyling and just saying crazy stuff, but those was trying to dance and people were getting clowned. Nothing was rhyming, but I mean it was just we was all the boys was, you know, we just kicking it. Wasn't no girls around, wasn't no alcohol or nothing, nobody doing that. We just kicking it and having a good time. So I mean it's that moment. It was funny in the moment, but I mean just like, you know, just being there with your boys and stuff, it was cool.
So just know what boys do when ain't no girls involved. We freestyle. Everybody is Gucci man.
So I'm gonna slide this left, man, because we just got a special guest that walk in.
Straight up. Who is that?
My brother.
Young Rady. Shaolin Monk.
So my bro just finished up, you know what I'm saying? He just finished up college just like we did, man. So we gotta ask you, man. So what we've been saying is what is like one of the funniest moments of college thus far? And I know you got a lot. I ain't gonna say some of them, because you know some of them we gotta keep in Buffalo. But say one of your funniest moments from college thus far.
Funniest moments in college, man. Put me on the spot.
On the spot. It's all right.
I don't know. It's so many, man. I guess probably the funniest one is just when, like you were saying, everybody was just around. Like back in Buff, like all people do is they just be roasting each other. So we just be clowning. So we just get to roasting everybody. Everybody used to come to my spot. We be playing the game and everything. Like half of the football team was there. Everybody just having a good time, just clowning on each other. That's probably, I can't think of one specific moment right now, but that's probably the best.
I had to put you on spot, man, because you came in. So
that was the most fun.
We got on a chill note, man. We always end it this way, man. Just a quick word of inspiration, man. Anything is possible, dog. No matter where you come from, where you are, man. We from Canton, Ohio, dog. We ain't from New York, LA, Canton, Ohio. This is what we do. We are who we are. Obviously, we got our family back here for a reason, just to show we're not no crazy upscale play, man. We just us. You know what I'm saying? So strive for greatness in everything you do, man. Do not settle for anything, no matter what anybody tell you. Even if your mama tell you can't, you gotta tell my Dukes I love you, but we gotta go ahead and push it this way. I'm gonna call you when I need some food in the fridge, but
sure enough gonna call. That fridge sure enough get empty.
So go ahead, take it, Pete.
Yeah. But just to reiterate, hey, never stop dreaming, and you the only person that can stop you. Everybody up here that have talked previously, we all either got our college degrees or are still pursuing it. So it can be done. We did it. You can be just like us. Be better than us. Try to be the best you can be. And with that being said, I ain't gonna be the dead horse. So moving forward, what you can expect from Can 360 Live. We got some apparel coming next year. Stay on the lookout for that. We're not gonna crack your head. It's gonna be reasonable, but we still gotta make our money. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have new stories. Stay on the lookout for that. We're gonna have weekly podcasts. Stay on the lookout of that. Get used to these faces. I know we not bad to look at, you know what I'm saying? If I can get this thing on my eye.
Stop getting in your eye,
keep getting in my eye, but you know what I'm saying? Get used to seeing us. We're gonna do a lot of new things, man. We want Can 360 Live here to stay. All right, thank you for everybody who watches the podcast. Thank you to everybody who's here supporting us.
Give it up for yourself.
With that being said, we out, man. Can 360 Live.
All right, thank you. Man, make the dance like you possibly get down with the tools, man. Got my ladies, let me see it vibrate.